Hello friends, welcome back to Java coding sessions. So today we're going to write a Java program for sorting an array using bubble sort. So in this we all know starting with the main method and we will be going to initialize the array. So here we have the main method which is the entry point of our program. So inside this method we will be going to define an array called numbers which contains the elements that we want to sort. So in this case we will take an array like integer array of numbers equals like 5, 2, 9, 1, 5, 6. So we have the numbers here 5, 2, 9, 1, 5 and 6 in an unsorted order. So our goal is to sort these numbers in ascending order using the bubble sort algorithm. So here if we take a look onto the bubble sort logic, okay, so that controls the number of passes through an array. So let's run one loop from 0 to like numbers dot length minus 1. So we'll give for int I is equal to 0 numbers dot length minus 1 I plus plus. And why we took numbers dot length minus 1? So we want to loop through the array multiple times, but we don't need to compare the last element after each pass because it will already be in its correct position. So each time we go through an array, we move the largest unsorted element to its correct position, which is why we go through the array multiple times. So now we will be going to apply one inner loop. So this is where the actual comparison and swapping will happen. So it runs from 0 to numbers dot length minus 1 minus I. So let me show you. For int j equals 0, j is less than numbers dot length minus 1 and minus I and j plus plus. Now here comes the question why we took minus I. The minus I is because after each pass the largest element gets placed at the end of the array. So we don't need to check that element again and again. So this minus I part, after each pass the largest element move to its final position at the end of an array. So we can avoid comparing that element again. So this helps in reducing unnecessary comparisons as we go. And now finally we will be comparing and swapping the elements. So we will be coming to the very important part, that is comparing two adjacent elements in an array. If the elements on the left number is on the left is greater than the element on the right, so we're going to swap them. Let's see how. So we'll give one condition here. If numbers j is greater than numbers j plus 1, so in that case we'll give numbers j and numbers j is swapped with numbers j plus 1 and numbers j is 10. So why we are comparing this adjacent elements? So idea behind bubble sort is that by the end of each pass through an array, the largest unsorted element bubbles up to its correct position. So if the element on the left is larger than the one on the right, we need to swap them so that the larger element moves to the right. So we use a temporary variable temp to hold the value during the swapping. And finally, now we can do one thing. After sorting, we can print the result. Fine. So you can simply use like system.out.println for that. So we'll do one thing. After coming out of this scope of loop, you can print the sorted array. So you can mention here system.out.println sorted array, and you can mention for int numbers, and you can mention here system.out.println with num. Okay, so let's run this and see. Perfect. So this was which we was expecting, that is 1 2 5 5 6 9. So I hope you like this session and you like this logic of bubble sort. So do practice, and do remember, the more and more you practice, the more perfection you will be going to achieve in your coding. Thank you all.